Well, I want to give a presentation about my short-time scientific mission, which I conducted in Budapest 2 years ago. It's called Some Facts and Figures, Outcomes of My Mission. Short overview. First, an introduction about the mission, about the method, definition and properties, and the results, the facts and figures. As I already told, it was a short-term scientific mission, one of the many, as we saw on the slide of Martin. The goal was to make an inventory of European dictionary portals, and the main result to give a detailed overview of dictionary portals and their lexicographic properties, and it focuses on goal 1 of working group 1 to set up a European dictionary portal. I had 2 supervisors, Bob Boelhouwer and Vera Lip, and I spent 10 days in Budapest at the institute where Vera is working. A few words about my method. Of course, I had to compile a list of dictionaries and to compile a list of properties. The list of dictionaries was compiled with the help of the chapter in the Encyclopedia of Lexicography, and it was the chapter by Stephen Engelberg and Caroline Müller-Spitzer about dictionary portals. They give a lot of examples of dictionary portals, and I could use these portals to investigate, and they were the backbone of my list, and we created a long list just by exploring the internet, searching with Google for dictionary portals and all that kind of search terms. Then I investigated each portal. We created a list of properties by investigating some portals and describing them and see what was in it and what they had in common. Then I had to investigate these portals by means of the list and the properties, of course, and list for each portal the properties in a spreadsheet. First, I started with the definition of dictionary portal, and I used the one of Stephen Engelberg and Caroline Müller-Spitzer, a data structure that is presented as a page or a set of interlinked pages on a computer screen and provides access to a set of electronic dictionaries, and where these dictionaries can also be consulted as standalone products. Here is an example of a dictionary portal from a Norwegian portal. There are 2 dictionaries in it, so even when there are only 2, it can be called portal because it's a set of dictionaries. It gives access to this set, the 2 languages, Bokmål and Nynorsk, and you can also have a look in both dictionaries, and then it's a set. This is a result for the search term barn, child, and the results are presented in 2 columns from each dictionary 1, but you can also consult it as a standalone product, then you have only 1 column for one of the 2 languages. The list of properties I used were, of course, some properties to identify the portals, like title, subtitle, URL, owner, and some lexicographic properties, like the type of content. Type of content is, of course, lexicographic, all dictionaries, but some portals also contained encyclopedic information. And there were also portals with games and puzzles and weather forecast and all things like that. Then, of course, I had a look of the dictionary types which were in the portal. Most portals contained monolingual or bilingual dictionaries, but there were also etymological or specialized dictionaries in the portal. or just orthographic list of lemmas. For instance, I had a look at the display of search results. Results can be displayed just on the screen, giving you an entry or a list of lemmas, and you had to click on the lemmas and then you got another screen with the complete entry. I had a look if there were ads on the page, the contact address, if it was behind a paywall or not, if there was an API available. In that time, there were not many APIs available. I don't know how it's now. The result was a spreadsheet with 37 dictionary portals, and I checked them all on their properties. And to give you an example how it was, I used columns, of course the title and column number G you see was intended to show the portal type. And the portal type for instance, number 6, the Online-Wortschatz-Informationssysteem Deutsch, you can see it was a dictionary net. And that brings me to the type of dictionary portals we do distinguish. In fact, there are 3 types based on Engelberg and Müller-Spitzer: the dictionary net, the dictionary search engine, and the dictionary collection. And the typology they use has to do with the types of access you have to the content of the portal and the way they are linked together, and if they are giving third-party content, and the way how things are displayed. And the dictionary net is the most sophisticated dictionary portal type. It allows you to go deep into the structure and give you a lot of possibilities to explore the content. Dictionary search engines are more Google-like, exploring internet dictionaries, and they display you the result like Google do, a list of links or something like that, or some content from the dictionaries. And the dictionary collection mainly are a page with titles of dictionaries, and you can click on a link. I have some examples. This is the German, the Ovid. As you can see, there is a lot of information on it taken from all these dictionaries. They are all in one dictionary portal. This is an example of a dictionary search engine. The free dictionary, it uses dictionary content from other owners, like the American Heritage Dictionary or the Random House Kernerman Webster College Dictionary. Quite a mouthful. And this is an example of a dictionary collection. It's only providing a list of slang dictionaries, and you have to click on one of the links to go to the dictionary itself. This is quite an interesting page. I used it a lot to have some fun. Now some facts and figures. The portal types. I described 37 dictionary portals, and 9 of them were dictionary nets, 23 dictionary search engines, and 5 were dictionary collections. These dictionaries included a lot of dictionaries, but as you can see, the dictionary nets, most of them included not much dictionaries, only 1 till 5 or 6 until 10. But the dictionary search engines, there were some which included more than 20 dictionaries, and there was one even with thousands, but I didn't count it all and controlled it. But there were some examples. I think it was one look with lots of dictionaries which were explored in that portal. And then there was the dictionary collections, and most of them contained a list of dictionary links, more than 20. And as we saw on the slang portal, some 100, 200 dictionaries were mentioned on that page. The search options, one of the lexicographic properties I explored. Of course, there are lexicographic properties, search strategies, and some search options, an option to help to refine the exact search entry. The most used search option was headword of a lemma. Every portal, the dictionary nets and the dictionary search engines, of course, had headword search. Also, full text was given as a possibility to explore the dictionary portals, but some portals had an option to search for phrases. There were some portals which used super lemma. You could enter one lemma to explore different languages, like the GTB, the Geïntegreerde Taalbank. This portal contains a Frisian dictionary and some Dutch historical dictionaries, and when you enter a word like kamer, room, it also gave Kamer Frisian and Kamer Netherlands. Search strategies, of course, and for some language which uses in their orthography a lot of accents, there were possibilities to type your search entry with or without this accent. This is the Ovid dictionary, which demonstrates the possibilities to you can use to find your exact information. It gives the possibility to search for the headword, the stichword, contains or starts or ends with. I used in this case the word man, and on the right side you can see the hits from this dictionary with man. Well, this was my presentation about dictionary portals. Two references, Martin already mentioned our chapter in the handbook, and of course I used the Engelberg and Müller-Spitzer article, and for the results you can have a look on the website of ENeL with the spreadsheet and the list of properties, and that's it. Thank you very much. Maybe there are some questions.
Thank you, Hindrik. We have time for questions or comments, if anyone would like to come in. Martin?
You scored a lot on more technical details, but do you have a picture on how user-friendly these portals are? You don't have take this one, for instance. This is good for grammarians like me, but completely useless for the average user. Why? I mean, it makes life complicated.
It depends, I think, on what's your intention with the portal, and maybe this one is intended for more scholars like us, or people who want to investigate research language. And I think the Norwegian one I showed you, that's more for the common people to use. The type of dictionaries, of course, play also a role. If you have a scholarly dictionary, that attracts another kind of type of user, and I think this one is more intended for the average user. And this is more user-friendly, I think.
Actually, so is Ovid, but this was the advanced search, which is it's erweiterte Suche, which is an advanced search, but it can be used by non-professionals, and it is used by non-professionals. And actually, the Ovid people do care a lot about user-friendliness. But I think Martin's question was you did not have these admittedly difficult and subjective criteria such as user-friendliness.
Yes, as you...
To some extent, they can be measured objectively, but it would take a lot of time.
Of time, yes. I only had 10 days, and I'm not objective. I know how to use portals, and we are building a dictionary website, so that's why for me it's not possible to in 10 days to give my opinion about user friendliness, I think.
Yep. Go ahead.
Thank you, Hindrik. It's very interesting. I was wondering, when you looked at the properties and the structure of a dictionary, did you see any significant difference between, let's say, a dictionary of general language and a dictionary of specialized language? Because I saw that you also checked Travlang and so on. So if it's like a domain-specific dictionary, is the structure then different?
I did not look that deep into the dictionaries, more on the surface, I think, and just the properties as were displayed on the screen. And
yeah, because it would be interesting to compare what the standard properties of a general dictionary are with like a terminology database, like the IATE database of the European Commission, and see if the record structure then matches or is quite different there.
Yeah.
But that's probably a different type of research.
Yes. So
we also had an inventory of dictionaries. You want to say a few words about that? Because we also had an inventory of dictionaries. This is not presented
yeah, that was the
time.
part of Gerbrich, of course, the inventory of dictionaries, and maybe, but she mostly explored, I think, the general dictionaries from every language one. And I'm not that, I cannot tell you something about that search, our research, no.
But this was a separate inventory, which actually helped a little bit towards the content for the dictionary portal, for our dictionary portal itself, the network outcome, which will be discussed next. Any other comments? Yes, Lars, just wait for the microphone to come up for you.
Yeah, just about the methodology and your experience to get reliable results in the spreadsheet. Was it easy to find out how to group portals, say, between what is a dictionary set and what is a dictionary collection when you work with languages that you don't know? Was it easy to find out?
That was indeed a problem with languages I don't know. I mainly focused on the Germanic languages, Dutch, English, and some French portals, of course, a Spanish one, even a Greek one. But most of the time they had an interface in English and in their language, but for the Slavic languages like Croatic or so, it was very difficult, and I couldn't always find them. I didn't have the right search terms to find them, and so this list of 37 dictionary portals is not complete. Yeah.
Another problem is that it's not clear-cut when two dictionaries are connected. What does that mean? I mean, it's not either or. It may be more connected, less connected.
Yeah, the three main types distinguished. There is some overlap. Yes, they are not always a net or a search engine. You can identify them sometimes as, is it a search engine or no, maybe not. That was quite difficult, but sometimes I even changed for, okay, it's a portal, no, or it's a net, no, it's a search engine, and I changed them a lot, but on the end I had to give the list, of course, and I had to make a decision about it, yeah.
And did you do it yourself, or did you have some control? If you were in doubt, ask somebody to do the same exercise and see if they ended up with the same result?
No, I didn't. No.
Okay.
Thank you. Shall we then?
There is another question.
Yes. Okay. I think we have time.
Hi, thank you very much. Just one comment. Don't get confused about the properties of portals and the properties of dictionaries. Your first slide about Ovid, that's a real slide for the properties of portals, this one. But the last slide is actually about the extended search options about the dictionary lexicon. So I think the question about user-friendliness of access and search is, well, on the one hand about portals and on the other hand on dictionaries. And so don't let us get confused about these two things. I think it's really necessary to divide these two questions.
Yeah, if you go to the homepage of Ovid, of course, this is not the homepage, this is just a search result. The first thing you see is a box to enter your search term, and later on you can decide with what you want to do with the results. If you want to look for them in several dictionaries, or if you want to look for several properties, and that indeed is there is some difference between that. Yes.
Thank you for this clarification. Actually, in this search result, it's the color that identifies the dictionary where the hits come from.
Yeah.
And they actually tested that this works with users, but though apparently maybe not all of them. Any other comments? Yes, Onne?
Thank you, Hindrik. Maybe this is not a question for you to answer, and maybe this is a question I'd better not ask at all, but I will. Did we actually manage to narrow the gap between the average user and the scholarly dictionaries? Wow. We didn't. Thank you.
No, it didn't play a role in my survey.
No.
Okay, great. Maybe it's time to actually do that and invite, thank you, Hindrik, once again.